Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 129. When we last left our heroes, we finally dealt with the Doomsday system, as Hermit broke through almost every single encryption Mueller had set up on her own, but finally, Mueller, desperately begging for forgiveness, approached Hermit, and Hermit pretended to forgive him just long enough to get the retina scan she needed for the final encryption, finally stopping the Doomsday system and reversing the virus. Also, she gets one real good punch on the bastard. So yeah, there was a little bit also with Shiki, Witch, erased or further suppressed Kleene's memory of what happened with her and Chris and Mueller back in the day. So yeah, that's all going into. That was all last week, so let's jump right on into Chapter 129, so we can smile brighter. And our picture here is a really cool picture of Jean standing amid a background of Kleene, which means I think we're going to be focusing a good bit on the two of them this chapter. But we open on the Eden Zero. That's just kind of hovering in the air over Foresta. We can see the smoke still burning from the forest. Also, one more thing in my previously that I forgot to bring up, very important, is the reminder that despite the fact that the bots are back to normal, the scars between humans and bots as a result of this incident will still remain, and will hopefully be treated more seriously than, say, the ending of Sun Jewel. Anyway, we open with a voice communication with Elsie, who we see is like pretty bandaged up after her fight with Justice. I see all of us made it safely back to our ships. And Shiki asks her, "You were hurt. Are you okay?" "Our ship is equipped with the latest in medical technology. What about you lot?" "We have sisters, so we're fine." And Homura smiles up at her. "You have saved us." And Elsie counters, "Don't think me, think them." And she turns back to Goen and Hyoga. I think Goen was the fire one, right? I remember their names as like a unit. Yeah, Goen was the fire one. Goen kind of scratches his cheek. "Forget it." And Hyoga just smiles. "We're glad you're all right." And then Rebecca continues, "Still, that Justice. I can't believe anyone could give you such a hard time." And Shiki kind of grimaces. "He was ridiculously strong. He's part of the Interstellar Army Special Forces, Horacio Seis Interstellar." That's Pino, just, providing some exposition. And Happy asks her, "Are they a big deal?" And Elsie picks up, "I would say so. The 6 of them are in a class of their own, even within the government. Their power rivals even that of the Horacio Seis Galactica, supposedly." And Shiki just kind of blushes there. Awesome. And then Goen kind of grimaces as he says, I guess they're a helpful bunch for normal law-abiding space voyagers." It kind of reminds me of One Piece's whole, "I guess you'd like the Marines if you weren't a pirate," that comes up occasionally. That line there. Anyway, Hyoga, "But to us, they're a load of trouble." And then Elsie picks up, "It's my fault they singled you out as enemies. I am truly sorry." And Shiki just grins. "We're not worried about it. Just be careful from now on. We will continue our pursuit of Ziggy. It seems we were right. He did come to the Aoi Cosmos." "Grandpa." And then it kind of, the video kind of cuts off. "We'll meet again." We see Laguna is in the back, just kind of listening in on all this. Speaking of the larger plot, didn't they originally come to Foresta for a relic? Wasn't that how they got here in the first place? I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's how this whole arc started. Did that just kind of get lost in the drama of the robot shit? I don't know. Anyway, so Laguna's been listening in and then asks, "So you guys know Elsie?" And Rebecca kind of smiles. "It's a long story." Now I see why you would pick a fight with Draken. And Wise counters, that has nothing to do with it. That fight was our fight. Good point. You could have teamed up against him, but you didn't. I don't get you people. And Wise snaps at him. How long are you going to be on this ship anyway? And as Laguna walks away, he thinks, until I accomplish my goal. Until then, I'll just keep playing my part. The part of a man who has no goal. Okay. What? Alright. Okay. So I'm trying to think about this. Because this whole time, we thought Laguna was just, looking for a place where he wasn't a wanted man. And with just the line on the first page here, until I accomplish my goal, you could read maybe his goal is finding a safe place. But then he says that he's playing a part, the part of a man who has no goal. Here's my theory. This just popped in my head. Mainly because I wanted a chance to talk about another theory that I've had, and this is deeply connected to that. My theory is, I might have mentioned it once before, but I don't think I have, is that DJ Zombie is still out there. That when Norma was reverted 50 years in the past, right? Because we know that Draken was on Norma for the original timeline's equivalent of the Norma arc, that should mean that there is another younger Draken out in the cosmos, right? Because just like there can be two Wises, there can be two Drakens. And so this beta Draken is still out there. That's my theory that I'm almost positive will come into play later. What if Laguna is working for DJ Zombie? That's my thought. This doesn't there's no real evidence attached to it beyond the fact that Laguna worked for the original Draken, so maybe he's working for the other Draken. But I don't know. It's a thought. It's the closest thing to a theory that can be gained this early on. Anyway, we cut to the kitchen, where Couchpo is. What are you doing here? And we see Moscow, just says, like, with a whole plate of food, amoroskoi. I think that's supposed to be, like, amor is, like, love? I think he's in love with Couchpo, or with the food. But Couchpo calls him out, You were with the guys who kidnapped us! Oh shit, I forgot about that part. I forgot about the kidnapping plotline. God, that was so long ago. And then Moskwa just shakes his head. No, you're mistaken. I can't believe sweet little Shiki will be friends with you. Anyway, eat up. She just doesn't care. The food is more important than that. Thank you, I will. Oh, I like the way you chow down. Mos, keep it up. Nobody who loves food can be bad. And Witch looks at them, treating our kitchen as if it were her own home. Lady Couchpo is a force to be reckoned with. I will say, the mastaken pun, I'm a little uncomfortable with, I think. I'm always been a little bit uncertain how to take Couchpo. I don't know. I don't even really have the words to really dig into Couchpo. So I'm not going to. Let's move on. And Witch turns to the little girl, who is still on the Eden Zero. And she has like a plate of uneaten food in front of her, and Witch asks, "Aren't you hungry?" And the girl just sniffles and says, "I asked that girl and her friends to show me where Mimi died. So I'm glad we're seeing some emotional ramifications of this incident. We still haven't really seen the social impact of everything that happened on Foresta, but this is a start. But even just saying that is enough to make her break down. Mimi, I miss you. And she pulls out what looks like a smartphone. Was Mimi a friend of yours? Mm-hmm. I don't have a mom or dad. Mimi was my only family. And Witch asks her, what is your name? Aruna. I feel like Aruna's gonna join the cast at this point. If she doesn't have parents, she's gonna join the team. I don't know what she's gonna do for the team because she's like 5, but I feel like she's gonna stick around. But Witch squats down to get at eye level with her. Lady Aruna, we recently lost a friend too. What? And we see an image of Valkyrie. It made us very sad, and we miss her very much. We desperately want to see her again. We cried lots of tears just like you. But if we never stop crying, we make our friends up in heaven sad. Mimi is a robot. Can robots go to heaven? Yes, our friend was a robot too. So after you've cried all your tears, please smile as much as you can. I'm sure that your friend in heaven will see those smiles. I really like this little scene. It's just really sweet. And Aruna is starting to cheer up. And then Witch takes off her helmet. Because true friends wish for each other's happiness, no matter how far away they may be. And at this point, Aruna's tears are just like openly flowing. And Witch hugs her to her breast. If it will help you to smile brighter later, then you may cry all you want now. And we leave them there, going to the meeting room, where Xenolith is just there, unconscious, maybe? I'm not sure why he'd be unconscious, though. And Hermit is reacting, Xenolith? You mean the Master Xenolith of the Heavenly Knights of the Dancing Sakura? No, he can't possibly still be alive. And Shiki looks at her, that's why he's a robot now. Either way, he's obviously not moving. Yeah, he just suddenly shut down. And then Hermit snaps, and that's a reason to bring him here? And Homura responds, well, we cannot very well have left him there. And Rebecca adds on, the ground was kind of blowing up all around us. It was bad. And Hermit just angry now. Xenolith is a man from legend. I don't believe it. He's just using the name. And Happy and Pino go to look at Xenolith. He's obviously very beaten up. I'm not getting any ether readings. And then Shiki counters what Hermit was saying. But you guys, he used the same move as me, and a really strong version of it. And just then, Xenolith wakes up. Download complete. And then he gets a light in his eyes, and he does that kind of like crane pose that Beppo does all the time in One Piece. Yahoo! The Xenoman is back! Everyone is just so stunned at whatever the fuck he's doing right now. I don't fucking know what he's doing right now. Just utterly shocked. And then Xenolith just looks around. Huh? Where am I? So we survived the Doomsday System, eh? Well done, boy. And then he sees Rebecca and Homura. Oh, and here we have some fresh little fillies. Okay. Alright. Sure. I guess he's fitting into the horny master stereotype. Okay. And then Shiki is just frozen for a minute. And then Xenolith gets back to actually focusing. Oh, I beg your pardon. You see, the way things were going, I too was in danger of being infected with that virus, despite my greatness. Okay. Alright, chill out, dude. So I temporarily transferred all my personality data into cloud storage. And then Hermit just looks at him, and who are you? Didn't the boy tell you? Well, no matter. The truth is, I made contact because I have a favor to ask of you. Apprentice of Ziggy. This is something only you can do. Okay, and Shiki just looks at him seriously. Before we move to the medical room, what that favor is, I guess we'll find out in the future. And in the medical room, Wise walks over to Jean. Yo. And Jean doesn't even look up at him. And then Wise just plops down on the bench next to him. I ran into a whack job scientist in the server. And Jean kind of reacts to that. He told me about you two. And Jean just, snaps to attention, stares at him angrily. No, Mueller was there? Is that why Kleene? Well, you've both had your share of grief. That is none of your business. Where's Mueller? I'll deal with him myself. And Wise just responds, we blew him to bits. And Jean is stunned, both the fact that Mueller is dead, and I think also a little bit that he can't get his revenge. So I know I've been kind of hard on you guys. Oh, he's trying to apologize. Oh my god. But I guess you've been through a lot. And Jean is just kind of silent at him. And just then the door opens. And Sister comes out. Sister! And Jean's like stands up. Sister, how is Kleene? See for yourself. And Jean runs in. Kleene! And Kleene is facing away from him at first. Brother, I was sick. For a very long time. My heart was in darkness. I couldn't show my emotions very well. But now the sun is out. In my heart. And she turns back to him. And she's smiling. It feels nice. Like a gentle breeze. And Jean is just stunned. And Wise looks. She smiled. I erased part of her memories. The ones of being held captive by Mueller and of being rescued by Draken's bill collectors. Okay, that's an interesting thing. As Wise points out, Draken saves them? Which is kind of an interesting thing, though, because if all she's lost is being held captive and of being rescued, does she still remember her time as a member of the Element Four? How does that fit into this? I don't know. And Jean walks up to her. Kleene, you promised me, brother. You promised you would find someone called Sister, because she could make me better. You did find her. And we see Sister smiling in the background, all smug. And now, I'm all better. Kleene. And we see Jean just weeping. I'm so glad you pulled through. And then she just smiles. I'm glad to be back. And Wise kind of like does that thing. And then the chapter ends. Okay. And that's the end of the chapter. Alright. I kind of laid bare my thoughts on Kleene losing her memories last time. And someone in the comments of that video did try to, at least, I forget their exact words. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Hold on, one moment. I can't find it. But basically it was that I think it was like, Hermit and Kleene are two opposite, or two different approaches to dealing with the trauma of Mueller. Hermit actively moves past it, and Kleene is at such a point where she kind of can't. And I don't particularly agree with that theory, or agree with that reading. I still am kind of bothered by it. But I can at least accept it, I think. But yeah, it is just really heartwarming, though, getting to see her smile after all this time. Since we first met her, like, 50 chapters or so ago. And now she's on the road to recovery, or maybe even recovered. Again, just the nature of the memory erasing, like, it could possibly be undone, especially if there's a younger Draken running around the cosmos. Just saying. DJ Zombie gives us all kinds of great dramatic opportunities, along with just having a villain named DJ Zombie. I love that name so much. But yeah, that scene just really feel good. Though I think the best part of the whole medical room scene is just Wise trying to apologize for how much of an ass he's been to the Rutherfords this whole time. And we don't really get to see that sort of, we don't really get a resolution to Wise there, because just then Sister comes out and is all, go and see her. But it's a really fun scene there. And honestly, the chapter as a whole is just really, really, it's kind of a real fuzzy epilogue. Um, and so I hope it's not quite the end of the arc. Like I said, the situation on Foresta is, not in a great space right now. And so I'd like the series to acknowledge that. You know, what Ziggy did is fucked up the culture, the whole environment of Foresta. Um, and I'd like some recognition of that before we move on. Like I said, Sunjul was kind of glossed over. The deeply horrific society that was kind of part and parcel with Sunjul. And I'm hoping that this does not get similarly glossed over. Um, but anyway, we also get some really interesting Laguna bits. Like I said, he's got something else going on. Whether or not it is, as my first thought was, DJ Zombie related, or if it's some kind of something we don't even know. Honestly, like if it's not Draken, then we don't really have enough evidence to say anything yet. Which is not saying it's definitely Draken. It's just like we don't know anything about Laguna's deal at this point. So who knows? But Laguna is absolutely someone to keep an eye on going forward. Then we get this Couch Po and Moscow scene, which again, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Couch Po is a character I just feel kind of weird about. Moscow is great. Moss is always great. I love him. He's an icon. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, then the other scene to talk about, the one scene that I've not covered yet in this part of the video is the Aruna scene, which is honestly probably my favorite scene of the chapter. It's just really heartwarming. I don't know why it works for me so well, given that Aruna is a character we just don't know. There's no reason for it to really work, but it's just kind of warm and fuzzy. Oh, right, and then there's Xenolith. I don't know what's going on there. That's the whole thing. But yeah, this is just a warm and fuzzy chapter. And it feels good. I hope this is not the only epilogue we get to Foresta, because again, we really there needs to be something. Some impact on the people of Foresta as a result of all of this. But yeah, for now, we'll see if that happens next week. But yeah, that's kind of all I've got to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, so feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!